Please be seated. Good evening. I am Frank Buckless, Dean of the NC State Poole College of Management. On behalf of the entire college community, congratulations to you, the class of 2023, on this achievement. It is my pleasure to extend a warm Wolfpack welcome to you and your family and friends here this evening for the Poole College of Management's Fall 2023 commencement ceremony. I know this is a big day for all of you, a moment for you to celebrate your hard work and achievements, and a time for you to look with excitement toward your future, whether that's the beginning of a promising career, additional education, or adventures that take you to locations near and far. This is also a special time for your family and friends, those of you who have supported you as you've moved through your studies to achieve your goals. At this time, will the family members and friends of our graduates please stand so that we can show you our appreciation for what you have done to help to make today a reality. We come together today as a college community to recognize and celebrate your accomplishments. This is an especially meaningful time for all of our faculty and staff who have worked with you throughout your academic careers. This is a joyous time for us as we witness your official transition from student to graduate of the Poole College of Management. We are very proud of what you have accomplished. I speak for all my colleagues when I say that being a part of your NC State experience motivates us to be even more impactful teachers and scholars. At Poole College, we are fortunate to be a part of a community that celebrates excellence, innovation, inclusion, and ethical decision-making to address the challenges and opportunities of our world through our collective talents, strengths, and experiences. You graduate from Poole College today armed with a world-class education, critical analytical skills, and an entrepreneurial approach to addressing our world's challenges and opportunities. I know that through you, we can and will achieve the extraordinary. Before I introduce our next speaker, I'd like to take a moment to thank the Poole College faculty and staff who are dedicated to the success of each and every one of our students. Many of them are here today and made this event possible. Please join me in expressing our appreciation for all our faculty and staff. We have a tradition here at Poole College for special commencement addresses to be delivered by your peers. This evening, I'm pleased to introduce your first student commencement speaker, Isabella Riley, who represents graduate programs. As a Jenkins MBA student, Isabella pursued a double concentration in marketing and innovation. She was also a member of the Master of Business Administration Student Association. During summer of 2023, Isabella served as a brand marketing intern with Kellogg's in Chicago. She worked on licensing strategies for Gen Z, helping companies such as Jenny's Ice Cream, Crocs, and Too Faced Makeup. After graduation, Isabella will move to Chicago to begin her career as an associate brand manager at Kellogg's. Please join me in welcoming Isabella Riley to the podium.
I know that's right. Would you do it all over again? The countless hours of studying, the late nights at Hunt Library, the parking tickets on campus. Would you do it again? I would. I'd retake every class, reattend every lecture, and pay off every parking ticket, but only if it was with the same people who made my time at North Carolina State so memorable. As I reflect on my time with the Jenkins MBA program, I not only reminisce on the world-class education, but on the Wolfpack community that inspired, impacted, and encouraged me. It's been an exceptional journey that emphasizes a simple lesson. It's the people who make the experience. On the first day of my MBA orientation, I was quickly humbled by not only the prestige of the program, but my classmates. My cohort ranges from honorable military veterans, compassionate parents who have mastered the art of toddler negotiation, and successful entrepreneurs who could turn a lemonade stand into a global empire. Joining the program immediately after my undergraduate degree, I couldn't help but feel that my qualifications didn't measure up to my peers. Despite going through the same application process and getting accepted, I began to intensely compare myself to others, struggling with the burden of imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is a psychological phenomenon where an individual begins to doubt their own abilities, fostering a belief that their achievements or successes are not deserved, despite having a strong aptitude. The persistent self-doubt of imposter syndrome has been a reoccurring presence throughout all aspects of my life. Feeling that I wasn't smart enough for a class, too young for a graduate program, or too inexperienced for an internship. Despite working hard for my successes, imposter syndrome has led me to downplay my accomplishments by insisting to others that what I've achieved wasn't difficult and could be replicated by anyone. It's interesting. It tends to be a lot easier to believe in someone or something else rather than believing in ourselves. As I've gone through my graduate program, my perspective on imposter syndrome has shifted. While imposter syndrome feels like a barrier, it's actually an indicator that we are actively being challenged and pushed out of our comfort zone. It occurs when we are a part of something so remarkable that we begin to question ourselves. We become so afraid of falling short and being exposed, we begin to doubt our previous hard work and potential. While imposter syndrome whispers doubt in our ears, it can serve as a reminder that we are a part of something truly extraordinary. Entering the next chapter of our lives, there will be moments where imposter syndrome tries to take over and we begin to self-doubt and question. Am I smart enough? Did I prepare enough? Am I enough? Questions we've all asked ourselves. Just so you know, you are more than enough. You have all the qualities needed, and anything you don't currently have, you can gain. After all, we are the red and white from state, and we know we are the best. What I've learned from my graduate degree is that in the moments where self-belief is limited, it's the people around us who will enhance our confidence. The Jenkins MBA program gave me the opportunity and privilege to be surrounded by a community that went above and beyond to show their belief in me. In the midst of trying to pass finance, it was my classmates, Blake and Brett, who spent hours in the graduate lounge reteaching me an entire semester's curriculum. And yes, a 72 is passing, and I worked really hard for it. When I feared I was too inexperienced for a graduate-level internship, it was my career guide, Annie Murray, who pushed me to believe in myself. And in the moments where everything felt like it was going wrong, it was my best friend, Britt, who reminded me that I, too, am a girl boss. These individuals, and so many more, had faith in my capabilities and value, recognizing something in me that I had yet to discover. Formerly strangers in a WhatsApp group chat, these classmates are now dependable friends and display the qualities I aspire to not only surround myself with, but embody. In January, I will begin my career with Kellogg's as an associate brand manager. A new job, a new city, and a new adventure. I can't help but feel imposter syndrome creeping in. While I can't pack my cohort in a suitcase and take them with me to Chicago, the Wolfpack values and beliefs they have instilled in me will follow. So, would you do it again? Although we can't rewind the clock, we can utilize our learnings to build a prosperous future for ourselves. It's now time to create our own Wolfpack community beyond these walls, not just in name, but in practice. Find people who believe in you, motivate you, and make you want to be a better person. And through those people, begin to believe in yourself. You are worthy, you are capable, and now you are a North Carolina State graduate. Thank you, congratulations, and go Pack!
Good evening, everyone, and thank you, Isabel. That was wonderful. My name is Vikas Anand, and I'm the Associate Dean for Academic Programs in the Poole College of Management. This evening, we will officially confer 6 doctoral degrees in economics, 1 Master of Science degree in economics, 3 master's degrees in economics, 19 master's degrees in accounting, 82 master's degrees in business administration, and 10 masters of management degrees in marketing analytics. In addition to the presentation of the hoods, you may also notice some of our graduates wearing stoles or cords. These represent a rich variety of honors and associations in which the graduates have participated during their time at NC State University. Before we begin the presentation of hoods, I have a few logistics requests. Each graduate will be announced and hooded individually. We ask that family and friends please remain seated during the ceremony and hold your applause until all graduates for each degree have been recognized. A professional photographer will photograph each of you as you are being hooded. The graduate programs will notify you by email when the photos are available. After you cross the stage today, you will receive your official Poole College of Management alumni pin. Please hold on to it until the end of the ceremony for your official induction as alumni. Now, let us begin the presentation of hoods. We will begin with the Doctor of Philosophy in Economics graduates. On behalf of the faculty in the Department of Economics, I would like to congratulate all of today's graduates. Melinda Morrill, Director of Graduate Programs in Economics, will present the Doctor of Philosophy in Economics, Master of Science in Economics, and the Master of Economics graduates. The graduates will be hooded by Denny Pelletier, Head of the Economics Department. Will the graduates for the Doctor of Philosophy in Economics degrees please come forward?
Wilson Frederick Collins. Runzi Zhao. Yaning Zhang. Tim Choi. Thank you. Will the graduates for the Masters of Science in Economics and the Master of Economics degrees please come forward? Naomi Jean Taylor. Anne Caitlin Nemeth. Gabriel Barbara Scott. Congratulations to all of our economics graduates.
On behalf of the faculty in the Department of Accounting, I would like to congratulate all of today's graduates. Kathy Krausek, Professor of Accounting, will present the Jenkins Master of Accounting graduates. The graduates will be hooded by Scott Showalter, the Director of the Master of Accounting program and Professor of Practice in Accounting. Will the graduates for the Master of Accounting degree please come forward?
Jeanette Elizabeth Bowie. Danielle Ann San Jose. Tanner Madison Buff. Lance Rowe. Haley Elizabeth Long. Melissa Jo Shenton. Owen Henry Salmon. John Samuel Blow. Dotson Tanner Wyke. Ryan James Schlossberg. Samuel Oglesby. Julie Ann Michalik. Lisa Laws Bird. Blair Powell. Caleb Ross Westbrook. Kyle Thomas Zalowski. Congratulations to our Master of Accounting graduates.
Good evening. My name is Richard Warr, and I'm the Associate Dean for Faculty and Research in the Poole College of Management. On behalf of the faculty in the Jenkins MBA program, I would like to congratulate all of today's graduates. Don Warsing, Associate Professor of Supply Chain Management and Faculty Director of the Jenkins MBA program, will present the Jenkins of Master of Business Administration graduates. The graduates will be hooded by Associate Dean Vikas Anand. Will the graduates for the Master of Business Administration degree please come forward?
Isabella Mary Riley. John Matthew Capasso. Noah Aaron Berkelhammer. Andrew Henry DeMichael. Morgan S. White. Jessica Laurel Day. Caitlin Lee McIntosh. Ross Marsland. Israel Diaz. Xinyuan Chen. Alisa Landoni. Harsimran Kaur Alawalia. Michelle Marie Jackson. Bianca Rose Newman. Tyler J. Duffy. Amanda Lee Menon. Jeffrey Scott Barris II. Morgan Augusta Cheek. Lauren Ashley Lennon. William Kerr Gallimore. Courtney DeZellar. Abigail Sarah Durham. Christopher Robert Cedrone. Miguel Angel Mesonet III. Mishana Jalisa Sturdivant. Alexis Morgan Marlowe. Patrick Neil France. Carolyn Gardner O'Brien. Stormy Nicole Williams. Kevin Brian Mixon. Ryan R. Bullock. Andre Jamal Little. Christopher Evan Green. Christina Warnar. Sydney Grace Jarrett Williams. Venkateswarlu Karachetti. Zachary Doyle Sandler. Barrett Neil Freeman. Matthew Allen Smith. Richard Swain. Joshua Lynn Agner. Jeremy Michael Sweeney. Swanand Juvekar. Ralph Nichols Strayhorn IV. Ronald Joseph Weiss. Anton Romanovich Grishaev. Carlos Arturo Vaca. Darius Dante Roundtree. Congratulations to our Master of Business Administration graduates.
On behalf of the faculty in the Master of Management program, I would like to congratulate all of today's graduates. Rashika Rashika, Associate Professor of Marketing and Director of the Master of Management program, Concentration in Marketing Analytics, will present the graduates. The graduates will be hooded by Associate Dean Vikas Anand. Will the graduates of the Master of Management program in Marketing Analytics please come forward.
Vicente Jimenez Zuniga. Abia Bashir. Aziz Bashir. Katie Elizabeth Cobb. John Terzades. Congratulations to our Master of Management in Marketing Analytics graduates.
I continue to see us really being that business school that is people that are going to be focused on changing the world, entrepreneurs, business leaders. I really think that's the direction that Pool's heading.
To me, what sets the students and alumni from Poole College apart from other universities is when they're at Poole College, they have an opportunity to work on real-world problems. So when they graduate and enter the business world, they already have that experience.
When I joined Poole College, they helped me break out of my shell. They helped me gain better networking skills, and they actually showed me who I could become in the future. And that's why I would call them inspirational. Now I can do whatever I want and be whoever I want to be.
People really try to help others succeed because we know that if we work together, we're all going to succeed together. And that is something that is hard to replicate, and it's particularly unique to Poole College.
Poole College is eager to produce solutions that North Carolina and the world needs. And it shows in their constant investment in being part of the change.
I expect that we will continue to be nationally and internationally ranked. I expect that we will still be able to attract the best talent in our faculty. And I expect that that will draw the best students to Poole College.
Here at Poole College, we know that our graduates will leave with the think and do spirit of NC State. Let's face it, that's just smart business. Congratulations again to all of our graduate students. I now have the honor of introducing our next commencement speaker this evening, representing undergraduate programs, Jacqueline Haynes. Jacqueline is a business administration major with a finance concentration and a minor in Spanish. During her time at NC State, she has been actively involved in Young Life and the Neighbor to Neighbor Community Center. Jacqueline has participated in internships with the nonprofit Augustine Literacy Project and with Bank of America in their Strategy and Business Ventures Department. She also studied abroad in Reims, France through the Corporate Finance Maymester program. After graduation, Jacqueline plans to return to Charlotte to work for the Bank of America. Please join me in welcoming Jacqueline Haynes to the podium.
As a 2020 high school graduate, today is a big deal. This will be my first time walking across a stage and receiving a diploma. Coming to NC State as a freshman, I knew more than ever that the future was fickle. And in an effort to decrease any disappointment, I lowered my expectations for what I thought my college experience would be. I thought I would get through the next few years and leave with a great degree, a few friends, and a quick turnaround. As I began to do what I came to do, I was met with hope of new experiences and people who challenged my perspective. I have memories of shoving down the 10th donut at the Krispy Kreme challenge because there was no way I was making it to all 12. Dreading the 2.5 miles back to the bell tower. Studying for business law as though my life depended on it. Applying to the first study abroad opportunity that came my way. Beating UNC 3 years in a row in football. Thank you. And sledding at Dorothea Dix Park on random Tupperware. All of these stories have one thing in common. There were people surrounding me who became mentors and friends that challenged, guided, and loved me. For example, Professor Hart, who does indeed have a big heart, traveled with 13 pool students to France for a corporate finance study abroad trip. Yes, we learned about asset management and equity valuation, but more significantly, she took the time to get to know me. She has a gift of engaging in both my personal and academic life. Then there's Professor Little, whose impact really isn't that little. Just ask one of his 7,000, yes, 7,000 LinkedIn connections. His impromptu calls on students in class and daily news updates created a learning environment that kept me engaged and on my toes. We were touched by Janet Rakes, who doesn't indeed like raking leaves. She's my career coach who asked me to tell my life story and corrected my posture before laying eyes on my resume. She was intentional in pushing me to confidently sell myself in interviews by knowing my identity and where my value is found. Haven Hall, my roommate who sometimes seems to know me better than I know myself. The one I convinced to live with me all 4 years. She walked a marathon with me on a random Saturday, braved living with me in the unlivable basement, kidnapped me to go camping on my birthday, and allowed me to date her brother. On paper, what I have to show for the last 3.5 years is more than I ever expected. 135 credit hours, internships, a study abroad experience, and soon a diploma. But if someone were to ask me what college means to me, I would give them none of those things. Instead, I would tell them about Professor Hart, my professor who became a friend. I would tell them about Professor Little, who challenged me to be an actively engaged student. I would tell them about Miss Rakes, who reminded me to know where my worth is found. And I would tell them about Haven, who loved me along the way, making NC State truly feel like home. I will forever be thankful for the friends that have become family in the community I have found here. The richness of each of these relationships has shattered my expectations and helped mold me to be the Jackie Haynes that I am today, who's different than the 2020 version of myself. What I've learned as a member of the pack is that the real richness of my experience is the people who have challenged, guided, and loved me. As I think back to August 2020, I remember how I came in hoping for a few great friends, a great degree, and that my time would just go by quickly. Now I see that my time at NC State did go by quickly. In fact, a little too quickly. I have a great degree and friends who feel like family. Thank you, NC State, for exceeding my expectations, and thank you, Wolfpack Nation, for showing me the strength that truly does lie within the pack. Congratulations, class of 2023, and go Pack.
All right. So thank you, Jacqueline. It brings me great joy to present the baccalaureate graduates of NC State's Poole College of Management. Before we begin, I want to remind our graduates of the logistical details shared earlier by Dean Anand. Each of you will be presented individually by academic program. We ask that friends and family remain seated during the entire ceremony. A professional photographer will take a photograph of each of you as you exit the stage, and the undergraduate programs office will notify you via email when those photographs are ready. As you cross the stage today, you'll receive your official Poole College alumni pin, so hold on to it until the end of the ceremony for your official induction as alumni. The Poole College of Management awards degrees to undergraduate students in 3 academic disciplines: accounting, business management, and economics. I am proud to announce 400 undergraduate students who will receive their degrees. Congratulations to all of our graduates. We'll begin with our undergraduate accounting degree recipients.
Good evening. My name is Roby Sawyers. I'm the Forvis Professor and Head of the Department of Accounting. On behalf of our faculty, I'd like to extend congratulations to all of our graduates. Professor Eileen Taylor will present the Bachelor of Science in Accounting graduates. Will the accounting graduates please come forward?
Scott Nossid. Ryan Michael Smith. Liam Pierce Brophy. Jackson William Jeffers. Priyanka Sharma. Christopher Lee Edwards, Jr. Laura Isabella Alvarez Aguilar. Jada Sondriel Beatrice Parker. Tyra Amani Peterson. Matthew David Wilson. Madison Huff. Megan Bell Quidley. Emily Elizabeth Burrows. Abigail Catherine Tucker. Hannah Yurivna Sukhadolskaya. Luke Alexander Ward. Irene Mutoni. Avery Faith Harper. Holly Elizabeth Forscht. Michaela Grace Hall. Megan Ann Rogers. Andrew Swope. Allison Aarons. Hannah Grace Stafford. Magali Kate Turner. Nicholas Andrew Gray. Nicholas Michael Frazier. Samuel Douglas Fox. Seth Carl Freeman. Thomas Meyer. Zachary Cole Brooks. Gresham Keller Parrish. Riley Lagnor. Hong Lin. Iris Chen. Hamza bin Khalid. Evan Dombeck. Jennifer Lozano Rodriguez. Alexander Francis Yuntz.
Good evening. I'm Karen Jansen, professor and head of the Department of Management, Innovation, and Entrepreneurship. The Business Administration degree is jointly offered by the Department of Business Management and the Department of Management, Innovation, and Entrepreneurship. On behalf of the faculty of both departments, congratulations to all of our graduates. Faculty members Bill Rand and Jeffrey Pollack will present the Bachelor of Science of Business Administration graduates. Will the Business Administration graduates please come forward?
Jacqueline Carol Haynes. Ariane Waneen Dolby. Quan Tran. Suresh Saravanamutha. Brett William Albersey. Chandler York Matthews. Jacob Stephen O'Donnell. Abby Caroline White. Emily Marie McCall. Piper Helen Boris. Kathleen Flores Reyes. Megan Nicole Shirley. Jessica Elaine Brasnahan. Manaswini Pitalori. Kayshawn DeAndre Payton. Zanab Regui Kanate. Tristan James Olson. Kyle Andrew Carestas. Madeline Marie Trimble. Carly Griffin. Riley Pope. Ella Ryan Brotherton. Lindsay Campbell Rich. Anna Howell. Cameron Paul Ray. Cameron Colcutt. Maurice Jordan Long. Andrew Lawrence Simmons. Neil Parker Nelson. Owen Craig Turney. Jared Riddle. Matthew Ballmer. Nicholas Scott Keller. Lindsay Nicole Morris. Lucas Gabriel Wilczek. Tatiana Elise Schrold. Ellie Taxaporn Matapong. Lindsay Claire Babaris Carter. Ricky K.U. Chan. Kylie Ann Ellenberger. Kira Alyssa Negron. Quinn Ashley Shotbell. Marvin Jameson Strickland. Zainab Alawadi. Call Song Win. Sue Min Lim. Paul Edward Blaine. Farhana Chowdhury. Krithika Valapan. Sophia Julia Pierno. Sydney Frazier. David Joseph Marola II. Wesley Michael Ward. Blake Harley Rivet. Benjamin David Mason. Tej Hiran Patel. Taran Sunil. Anthony David Jackson. Janai Aremosu. Elijah Jamia Duncan. Edward Oliver Moredith. Seth Hilburn Meredith. William Stewart Yount. Randall Chase Jones. Quentin Matthew Magano Jr. Knox Long. Hunter Van Holmes. James Gavin Brumfield. Christopher Ryan McSwain. Ali Arabzada. Denis Hadhab Hamdi Nashi. Miles Garrett Carnohan. Riley Dixon. Jenna Catherine Griggs. Taylor Brooke Flowers. Lauren Ashley McGlamory. Taylor Catherine Shapatin. Alyssa Marie Biancardi. Amit Prakash. Oh.
Vashinka Goyal. Nicole Alexandra Perdomo. William Harris Stokely. David C. Waldron Jr. Luke Michael Woodworth. Morgan Faye McFadder. Michael Eric Holly. Tyler I. Newland. Matisse Kathleen Hastings. Elizabeth Grace Russell. Benjamin David Smith. Joanna Jamalet Surya Alaman. Austin Trevor Wyatt. Austin Gregory White. Danielle Allen. Mason Ann Starling. Elliot Mooring Reese. Moksha Naranyayas. James Alexander Smith. Cameron Nicole Spangler. Rainsey Comper. Michael Pham. Augustine Young O'Hale. Thomas Francis May. Chase Anthony Greason. Mays William Peterson. Devin Cranstuber. Gianna Marie Diaria. Erin Lynn Smith. Brooke Elizabeth Elliott. Grayson Randolph Moffett. Molly Ann Patella. Brandon Scott McDonald. Graham Paul Reed. Luke Preston Gregory. Andrew Loman Jeffries. Adam Alexander Gonzalez. Shrija Nupane. Lema Samara. Bryce Fraser Goodwin. Delaney Grace Smyer. Elizabeth McCormick Clark. Rachel Mary Karen. Grace Irene Keogh. Jamise Joseph. Joshua Double Dombrowski. Brandon Michael Vlakanchik. Bethany Ray Saha. Noah Jack Purser. Tyler Dalton Henson. Elizabeth Brooke Franklin. Mary Claire Chapman. Ashley Nicole Arnold. Ryan William Finnerty. James Richard Lewis III. Yosh Patel. Aru Davedi. Yasmin Bedwan. Andrew Paul Kasmer. Isa Tooley. Hannah Elise Johnson. Nicholas Braden Cox. William David Ventura. Virginia Rose Hudson. Lily Summer Sunshine. Ian Oliver Meyer. Maxwell Bosman. Benjamin Ploutz. Jennifer Castillo Duran. Muzamil Ahmed. Ryan Matthew Adams. Garrett John Ureen. Daniel Lewis. Trinity Biana Bailey. Iskandar Id. Geeth Mohammed M. Albarak.
I'm Denis Pelletier, head of the Department of Economics. On behalf of our faculty, I'd like to extend congratulations to all of today's graduates. Faculty member Andy Newell will present the economics graduates. Will the students graduating with bachelor's degrees in economics please come forward?
Cade Ray. Jose Eduardo Mejia. Stephen Wayne Murray. John R. Hildebrand, Jr. Colton Erskine Thrasher. James Delaney Lansden. Aman Kareem Jamadar. Carly Ellen Stevenson. Minhang Lee. Alec James Brochart. Ronald Jackson Agresta. Pranav Chokalingam. Shrikar Nanduri. Colton Chase Landy. Kyle Reagan Best. Catherine Michelle Beekman. Karina Danae Jordan. Juni Wang. Aryan A. Shindi. Felipe Orlenas Rodriguez. Jiafeng Zhao. Sierra Isabel Simmons. Nicole Catherine Till. Preston McConnell Andrews. Congratulations to all the economics graduates and all our Poole grads.
I'm making the decision to wait and give them the opportunity to take their pictures before I start, so. Let's give our 2023 graduates a round of applause one more time. Good evening. My name is Brian Clark, and I serve as the Executive Director of Philanthropy at Poole College of Management. This evening, I have the pleasure of sharing with you the meaning behind the pins you are holding in your hands. This pin represents the accomplishments as students, as well as your connection to our graduates who have come before you and those who will follow. It's a symbol of your place in the Poole College family and your long-lasting ties to your alma mater and to each other. As alumni, you are vital to our college's success and growth. We invite you to stay involved and make a difference in any way you can. By sharing your time, your talent, and your resources, you are helping future generations of Poole College students carve their path in the world. The possibilities are endless, and your involvement is invaluable. Now for the fun part. It is our tradition to apply the Poole College pin for the first time during this ceremony. I am honored to officially welcome you into our alumni community, and I encourage you to wear your Poole College pins with pride. I invite you now to turn to your fellow graduates and attach the pins to each other's robes to signify that together you are joining our alumni community. Congratulations. Now, finally, I invite you to rise and join me and the Ladies of Red a cappella group in the singing of our national anthem. Please rise.
Where the southern winds so softly blow,
cherish and see stated as thy honored shrine. So lift your voices, loudly sing, from hill to ocean side. Our hearts ever hold you and see stayed in the folds of our love and pride.
Thank you, Brian, and ladies in red. In a moment, our ushers will dismiss our graduates row by row. For our guests, you can meet your graduates and faculty in the Hall of Fame lobby for photos, as well as outside the main entrance. Before we conclude, we have one very important piece of business to take care of. It is my honor to invite you to turn your tassels from right to left to signify your transition from student to graduate. Once again, on behalf of the faculty and staff of the Poole College of Management, congratulations to all of today's graduates. And never forget that you will always, from now, forevermore, be a member of our great Wolfpack community. Go Pack!
Let's celebrate. Come on now. Party going on right here. A celebration to last throughout the years. So bring your good times and your laughter too. We gon' celebrate your party with you. Come on now. Let's all celebrate and have a good time. We gon' celebrate and have a good time. Celebrate. Celebrate good times, come on. Celebrate. Celebrate good times, come on. Celebrate. Celebrate good times, come on. Let's celebrate. Let's celebrate.